This is Tom Bain.
What is this?
This is Wine, Money, and Song. And if you're interested in wine and you want to learn about the best values in wine, please subscribe. So some of us have these special wines that we have accrued over a period of time, especially if you've been drinking wines for as long as I have. But sometimes a special friend of yours will give you a bottle of Dom Perignon. That's special, very special, and maybe even a magnum of champagne, Krug champagne. Now, why are they special? Because they're the most famous champagnes in the world, and they're very expensive. So part of wines being special is that they're either rare or they're very expensive. Now, the question is, when do you serve these special wines? What occasion? You just had a hamburger one night and say, hey, let's open up a bottle of Chateau Margaux with the hamburger. No. Special wine should be served with special foods, special times, and special occasions. And in this episode, I hope to explain how to use those special wines that you accrue over a period of time. So what makes a special wine, and mainly the rarity of it and the expense of it, I just want you to understand that. And what a lot of people do, they put it in the corner of their basement, and sometimes dust falls and you forget about it. And the key thing about having special wines is you have to drink them at some point. So I'm going to try to explain when you should drink those wines and what occasions are proper for these. So, of course, weddings are very appropriate for special wines. At my wedding, I'm going to talk about what wines I had at my wedding, and I had some very good wines at my wedding. You should have came to my wedding and partaked in some of these wines I served. I will tell you at the end of the episode what I had. But weddings are good, graduations are good, and it's where people are, where there's gatherings of people. If you get promoted to a new job, that's a nice time to celebrate with a special wine. Landmark birthdays. Now, what are landmark birthdays? When you're 100. That's a little bit too late. But 50, 40. I remember one of my good friends just had his 40th birthday party about 6 months ago. And it's all a bunch of wine friends. We all bought wines with us. So there were all these special wines. And that was the time. We had white people there who understand wine. And it was wonderful, all the special wines. And everyone had a great time. And we had so many really special wines. There's something when you achieve something at work, like if you complete a project or something like that, that's a nice time to do it. And I have a bottle here. It's a 3-liter bottle, Billicard Brut Reserve. And my wife received, this is a 3-liter bottle, which is the equal of 4 regular bottles in one. And it's signed by everyone who worked on the project with my wife. She put a new IT enterprise system in a big biotech company, and they shipped the bottle, and we had it in my wine cellar for about 10 years. And I says, we got to use this. So we went to a friend's wedding who was really into wines. And if you figure, if it's a 3-liter, there's 4 bottles. So you figure 6 people can drink a bottle. So 24 people, 25 people can you can serve people with that. And we did that at the wedding. Generally, you keep it at one table. And sometimes some other people from the other tables come and they try the wines. But as I said, I showed Dom Perignon, magnums of special champagne for occasions like that. And the one key thing that you want to do. You want to make sure you drink all the wine because these are special wines. Now, if you open it up and you don't have enough people, then you'd be wasting the wine. And please understand how many people who are going to drink. Remember, each bottle, this is a double bottle, this is a magnum. So six per bottle. So this is double. This is 12 people. You can serve a 6-ounce glass. And make sure at holiday gatherings is a wonderful time. Thanksgiving dinner, there's so many different types of food. So basically you can serve white wine, sparkling wine, red wine. There's so many different dishes on the table. But be careful because there are a lot of people at Thanksgiving dinner who really don't have the experience and the knowledge of wine. And they won't appreciate it. So when you pour, have different wines for people. And pour the wines, the special wines, to people who understand it. And I know that's a little difficult, but a little story. I had a friend who was able to pick up a few cases of 1959 Chateau Lafite Rothschild. And this guy was wealthy. He was in the fashion industry. And so I go over his house one time. So he says, Tommy, we're going to have pizza. I says, that's nice. So sit down, the pizza comes, and he pulls out a bottle of 1959 Chateau Lafite Rothschild. I said, whoa, what are you doing? Where is it? I have an empty bottle of Lafite. Here we go. So 59 Lafite, he whips out 1959 Lafite. I go, no, you can't do that. He goes, why? It's my house wine. I bought a few cases. No. Lafite 59 Rothschild is not a house wine. Deserves to be with a special gathering and with the right foods. All right? Don't do that. So you have close friends who understand wine and they love wine. And sometimes you're going to have to give your brother or your uncle some of it. They don't understand it. Yeah, that's okay too. But try to pour it for people. Now, how about this? This is a 6-liter bottle of Domino's, 1994. And spectacular format, beautiful presentation, but you have to have a lot of people for this. And as I said, if you open it, make sure you drink it all. But a spectacular presentation, great wine. These are special wines. And I gave you the occasions. So let me put that down. Now, my wedding. I got married in 1995. And I had about 25 people from my office who came. We had 150 people. It was supposed to be a small wedding, but somehow, some way, it was over 150 people. But about 25 of them were people in the wine business. So I had to really up the ante, because I was importing really great wines from Bordeaux and Burgundy and Champagne. So I had to serve something really special. So the wines I had at my wedding, now not everyone got, there's 150 people. Not everyone got these special wines. There were a few tables who were poured these wines, and I had other wines for the other tables because they weren't experienced in wine and they wouldn't have appreciated it. So we started with Perrier Jouet, Fleur de Champagne in Magnums, 1989. Beautiful, elegant champagne. We had Magnums of 1985 Mouton Rothschild and Magnums of Aubryon, 1985, and Magnums of Chateau Margaux, 1982. And to finish it off was Magnums of Maine, 1989. And as I said, you should have been at that wedding. You should have been at that wedding. Not for my wedding, but for the wines. And it went well, and I was happy I was able to make my guests comfortable and they enjoyed the wines. And my boss was there. I had to make sure my boss, Maurice Ladigo, was there with his wife, and he was very, very like a proud father. that, Tom's doing well. So one thing I have to say is you have these special wines. They have to be drunk. If they just sit there for 15, 20 years and you don't drink it, guess what's going to happen? At your funeral, they're going to drink it and you'll never taste it. So drink those wines, but in the right situations.